Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome to what is the first of hopefully many of my cooking videos. Now, I apologize if the setup seems kind of weird or whatever. This is my first time doing this. I'm currently by myself at home, so I have no one to work the cameras. I'm using my main kind of vlogging camera here to talk to you right now, and I have currently my cell phone set up aside for a kind of a low angle of the cutting board. So if some of the cuts or whatever, camera cuts seem a little off, right now, once again, I'm filming alone currently. I'm trying to figure out this whole setup. Hopefully in the next couple of videos, I'll have everything kind of figured out. But anyways, with that said, like I said in my last video, car content's kind of slow right now. So we're going to be jumping right into the cooking videos. Again, as I said, I am a fully registered chef. If you will, I have my red seal. I've been working in kitchens for almost half my life. At this point, I've been cooking my entire life. So I'm just about to kind of make my own dinner here, so I thought I'd make just maybe a couple short videos on some basic things. We're going to start off with doing some vegetable cuts. Again, we're self-isolating during this time, so what better way than to sit at home, maybe learn a new skill, watch some cooking videos. So with that being said, I have a couple things in front of me here. I have some carrots and celery. You guys can't see them right now. Here's like a stalk of celery, and then I have some carrots here as well. So I'm going to show you some of the basic things, how to properly clean them, wash them, and some different cuts that you can do with them. So with that said, let's get to it. Alright guys, and for this demo, I'm just going to show you how to do one thing. So we have our whole stalk of celery here. I'm just going to go ahead and break off just one kind of rib or piece for now. And same, I'm just going to do one carrot again, just to kind of show you some basics on how you properly clean, peel, and kind of some other cuts we can do on these vegetables. So we'll start with the celery. So as you see, you have your whole stalk, kind of stalk of celery here. I'm just going to pull off one piece. And before we do anything, what I like to do is, the bottom you can see here is kind of dirty. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that off. It doesn't look so hot right now. So we're just going to go ahead, cut that off, cut all the kind of blemish pieces off. Always check the top piece as well, because that's usually going to be a little bit dirty or maybe not so nice looking. So just very thinly cut off that top piece as well, so you have kind of a nice clean thing. And then we're going to hop over to the sink here. Basically, when you wash it, you want to rinse it off with cold water. Make sure you get right down the middle of the celery. Maybe even wipe it if you have to. Wash the entire thing. Give it a quick dry off, and then we can come back and cut it. So I'm going to go over and do that right now, and then we'll come back and actually start the cutting. Okay, so once again, hopefully you guys can see this enough here. I'm just using my cell phone currently to film this part. But yeah, like I said, get some cool water. You don't need to be on super aggressively. Like I said, just wash it. Make sure you run your fingers down the middle of it. Make sure there's no dirt in there at all. Give the outside a wash like that, and you should be pretty much good to go. You can see the inside is nice and green, a little bit damp, but there's no dirt in there at all, which is exactly what you want, because obviously dirt in your veggies is not a good thing. And then you can go ahead, if you have it, grab a piece of paper towel here, give it a quick dry off so that you don't completely soak your board and your cutting surface, and you're good to go. Okay, so for this bit, you're not going to see my face currently right now. Obviously, you're just going to see my hand. I kind of have the two angles here, so you can hopefully see clearly exactly what I'm doing, the cuts that I'm making. I'm going to start with a basic cut, and it's called basically a dice. Now, there's different levels of dice. You have big dice, little dice, and essentially, the dice literally means cutting into a square that actually looks like, a pair of dice. So that's pretty straightforward. So in order to do that, we first want to take our celery, and we just want to cut off. You also, if you're new to this, guys, you also want to start off, just cut a little piece that's easily that you can easily work with here. So cut your little piece there, and then you'll notice how it kind of wobbles on your cutting board. Move the knife out of the way. You'll notice how it kind of wobbles on the cutting board there. So make sure you want to use two fingers on either side and just kind of hold it firmly. Get your knife right in the middle there. Hopefully you guys can see. Get your knife right in the middle, like so. Cut it in half. Now, depending on how big you want your dice, you can keep cutting it smaller and smaller. So I'm going to show you kind of what the standard dice size is for a kit cooking. So cut your piece of celery in half. Now you have these two pieces here. That way you can see, just go ahead, again, two fingers, kind of pinch and hold it down. Cut it again, and you see you have two pretty even strips. Now you can see they're all rough. They're roughly the same size here. And let me hold on to the camera here so you can see a little better. Oop, the camera would please focus. So yeah, there you go, guys. Hopefully you guys can see this clearly. You have your two kind of equal pieces here. And then again, if you're new to this, go with one piece. All you do is simply take it. Again, when you're cutting, it's really important to hold your fingers the right way. So you guys can see here, I'm making basically a knuckle with my thumb tucked in so that when you cut, you can see the knife kind of glides along and no fingers pop out. And if you see, if you were to pop a finger out and you put your knife down, that's not going to end well, especially when you're cutting quickly and knives are sharp and you want to make sure your fingers are out of the way. So with that being said, hold down your piece of celery and then you just make little cuts in there. Now they're not going to be perfectly square because the celery is kind of not perfectly square itself, but if we just cut it through like that, you see what I mean. You get these nice little pieces. They're fairly uniform. I mean, basically it's up to you guys. You got to try to keep them as uniform as possible. So that's your basic dice. Now, as I said before, if you want, you can go smaller. So we'll go back to our kind of bigger piece of celery here, and we're going to just cut it more times. So we'll cut it 1, 2, 3 times there. So now you can see the pieces here are a little bit thinner, right? So that when we go and dice them, like so. There. You guys can see there, if you compare them to the first pieces, they're a lot smaller. So I'll just pick up the camera here, guys, show you so you can see. This is kind of our first piece. You can see how they're bigger, and then these are our smaller dice pieces. So that's how you basically dice anything, and that method is going to work whether you're doing celery, carrots, any type of veg, or even fruits in some cases. So let's just move the celery aside for a second, and we'll hop into carrots. Now you might be thinking, carrots, pretty simple. Now, most of the time you want to peel a carrot, and you never want to waste anything in cooking. So even if you go ahead and peel the carrot like we're going to now, yes, if it's really dirty, you can just throw away the peel. But typically you want to wash your carrots as well, and you can keep the peel. You can put it in like a chicken stock or something like that. You can, if you're making carrot soup, you can use the peel, put it in the soup. Or if you wash it really nicely, you can actually keep the skin on because there's lots of nutrients and other good things in the skin that you might not necessarily want to peel off. But I get that most of the time people think the skin kind of looks ugly or whatever, so you're going to peel it off, so let's go ahead and do that. So in order to start peeling the carrot, you want to first, again, take a carrot, secure it on your board, cut the top piece off with that where the little stem used to be, because that part's not really good eating at all, so just very easily cut the top off, like so. If your bottom looks kind of gross, you can cut it off as well. It just helps to make everything a bit more uniform. So cut off the top and the bottom, and when you're peeling, you get your peeler here. You always want to make sure you peel away from you, right? And the easiest way to peel the carrot is to honestly hold it on whichever end you want to start. So I'm holding on the top, going down, peeling down towards the bottom. And you want to basically kind of hold it at the top, and just under wherever your thumb sits is where you want to peel from. So you just peel down, you turn it about a quarter turn every time you peel, and let the peeler do the work, guys. Don't force it in, peel it too much. You want just kind of thin peels to come off. You don't want really thick ones, unless of course you're actually peeling it for a salad, which we'll get into maybe later on. But yeah, just go ahead, peel your carrot, and once your bottom half, your whatever half you're peeling is done, just kind of flip it over in your hand and finish with the rest. Again, always want to peel away from you guys, so that way if your peeler slips, for whatever reason, it's going away from you. You're not going towards you and risk cutting your hand, your thumb, or whatever. I've done it before, and trust me, it is not fun. It hurts a lot. All right, so now that we have our carrots peeled, you can see here how thin the peel kind of is, right? Again, you don't want it super thick, again, unless you're actually purposely peeling the carrot for something. And then basically we're going to cut the carrot the same way as we cut the celery. Now I have a little green bin beside me here, so I'm just going to get rid of the peel. And same deal with the carrot for the most part. Again, 2 fingers or hand, just kind of hold it down, cut it down into a manageable size. So let's cut a little section off here, move the rest off to the side. Always have a clear board. And then with the carrot, unlike with the celery, you can't just kind of cut it in half because it's not open like the celery. So with your carrot stick here, you just want to kind of cut it in half, right? It forms 2 pieces like that we can see. And then again, to dice it, we're just going to cut it in half one more time. Each piece in half one more time. You'll see now we have 4 more uniform pieces there, and we're going to take a bunch together here. And same thing with the celery. You want to make sure you hold it, your fingers down, nothing in. Make sure your blade can slide on the edge of it like that. You don't want to lose any fingers. And I should have mentioned before, guys, when you're cutting, again, let the knife do the work. You want to just have smooth sliding motion through whatever you're cutting, right? You can go with a chopping motion if you like, but that's going to wear down your blade a lot more. So if you just go with a nice smooth cutting motion like that, it's going to look something like this. Basically, you want to go, no, you want to make this like a car reference, you know, heel toe shifting. You kind of want to go toe to heel for cutting, right? So you have your toe up like this, and then you're going to cut down in smooth motions like so. And the result is that you now have beautifully diced carrots, just like we do with the celery. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm in the process of making dinner. I just wanted to kind of throw this up there, give you guys some quick little skills to work with. So there you go, that's basically how you get to the point for washing, cutting, and some basic cuts, dicing with your carrots and celery. Of course, in future videos, I'm going to go more in depth into other things, different processes, all kinds of different cuts, different uses for the vegetables. But like I said, first video, I want to keep it kind of short, just get things out there, get you guys started. And yeah, I'm going to continue making dinner. Like I said, I might throw up the meatloaf video, kind of see how it goes. Again, this is kind of my first time doing this setup, so the camera is probably going to look kind of weird. I got to edit this, see what it looks like. But to not ramble on, to keep this video too long, again, that's how you dice up some carrots and celery. Hope you guys learned something from this. Again, don't judge me too hard. This is my first time doing this kind of a video, but there's many more to come. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.